All right, week 6, video 3. It's the last day before spring break. So today I did my dynamic warm-up, and then I went into my exercises, which was dumbbell step-ups for 2 sets of 6, single leg dumbbell Romanian deadlifts for 2 sets of 8 each leg, dumbbell incline press for 2 sets of 8, cable crossovers, 2 sets of 8, trap bar deadlifts for 2 sets of 8, chest down incline rows for 2 sets of 8, circus press for 2 sets of 6, lateral raises for 2 sets of 8, dumbbell preacher curls for 2 sets of 8, dumbbell spider curls for 2 sets of 8, dips, and then rope overhead tricep extensions. Kind of trying to tie everything else in with respiration before the break. Then I want to kind of talk about like the capillary level, the alveoli, and how oxygen actually binds to like the heme, how it gets transported to working muscle during exercise. So going based off like I think the last video we were talking about the diaphragm and the pressure of air and how we breathe the oxygen into our lungs. Once that oxygen is breathed in, it goes all the way down to the alveoli. The alveoli will bring that oxygen onto a red blood cell through a 2-cell layer. So it's diffusion of a 2-cell layer. That will then bind to the hemoglobin. That heme group on there can hold 4 oxygen molecules. And then it'll release the CO2. The CO2 will then go into the alveoli again through that 2-cell layer, where then it is exhaled out. That oxygenated rich blood, or oxymyohemoglobin, I think is what it was called, will then go to the heart, back into the left atrium, down the left ventricle, and right back out the aorta into systemic circulation, to where any working muscle or targeted muscle during exercise at that point in time, so say I'm hitting, let's say I'm hitting biceps, just for a simple example, I breathe in, that oxygen goes into my lungs, will then diffuse into the red blood cells on the hemes. That will then go back into my heart. My heart will then pump that blood out my aorta all the way down into the working muscle in my biceps. So that way I can kind of get better contraction. I'm getting more energy, getting more nutrients to that working muscle. Therefore, I'm getting better contraction. I'm getting better work to that muscle. It will also constrict blood flow to non-targeted muscles during exercise, so that we're getting more of that oxygen-rich blood sent to the actual working muscle. So if I'm working more of my bicep, I'm going to get way more of that blood in my bicep than I will in like my quads or my hamstrings or something like that.